In 1994, Congress introduced a ban on assault weapons. The ban lasted for 10 years before it wasn't renewed. Within that 10-year span, the risk of someone dying in a mass shooting was 70% lower than the risk it is today. Since the ban was not renewed in 2004, there have been 360 school shootings, one of the more recent ones being the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, where the gunman legally purchased 2 assault weapons and used one of them to kill the 21 victims. 19 children and 2 adults lost their lives to an assault weapon. Michael J. Klein wrote an article on the conversation where he spoke about both the pre- and post-assault weapon ban statistics, such as the 70% statistic that I had mentioned earlier. He also speaks about the survival rate of being shot with a regular handgun versus being shot with an assault rifle. Lori Collier Hillstrom wrote School Shootings and the Never Again Movement, where she followed different school shooting survivors and their current paths and their current takes on the gun violence epidemic. More specifically, she followed the Parkland shooting survivors. For those who don't know, the Parkland shooting was a shooting that occurred on Valentine's Day. 17 high school students lost their lives and another 14 were injured. The gunman used an AR-15, which is a military-inspired weapon. Many of the Parkland shooting survivors went on to create the March for Our Lives movement, which sparked walkouts and marches across the United States, where young people were finally getting their voice heard and fighting for gun control and gun reform. Unfortunately, Congress has not yet taken very much action since the Parkland shooting. In 2013, Barbara Mantell wrote an op-ed on the Sandy Hook shooting, more specifically getting the parents' opinions on what they believe needs to be done so that other parents will not have to suffer through this tragedy. The tragedy at Sandy Hook had 26 victims, 20 children, and 6 adults. Those 6 adults risked and sacrificed their lives for the kindergartners and first graders. One of the more notable opinions in that op-ed was a parent who was an avid gun rights supporter, an avid gun owner, and even he agrees that something needs to be done so that no other parents will have to feel the way that he does right now. The Second Amendment was made so that we can protect ourselves. It was for self-defense. However, there are far less cases of an AR-15 and other assault weapons being used in self-defense than there are AR-15s and assault weapons being used to murder innocent people. And maybe it's just me, but at that point we need to reevaluate what is more important. The right to own a military-grade weapon, or seeing your friends and families live a peaceful life because they are not worried that their children are going to come to school and never come back because someone had a thought to go kill innocent people with a weapon that was made and manufactured for military use. Congress really needs to reinstate the assault weapons ban before more innocent lives are lost.